Hey Stampers, Diane Dimich here with ddStamps.com, and today I'm going to teach you what people are calling the Velveteen technique. And if you can see, I'm going to hold this up to the light, and hopefully you can see the chevron background that's back there, and I'll show you how quick and easy that this card is to make. So to begin with, I started with a base 8.5 by 5.5 and scored it at 4 1/4, and then I have a piece of black cardstock which is 4 by 5 1/4. And a piece that is 3 3/4 by 5. And I will put these measurements up on my website, and there'll be a link into the video that you can just click to get there for the supplies too. So to begin with, you're going to go ahead and take your piece of white cardstock, some craft white ink from Stampin' Up is what I'm using, and my chevron background, and I'm just going to go ahead and take the ink pad and ink up this big background stamp. And I'll show you how I do this is I lay it on its back and then go ahead and take the pad all over the top of the stamp to make sure that it's good and inked. Once I've got that done, I'm going to go ahead and take this piece of cardstock and I'm just going to lay that right over the top of that. And then I'm going to take a piece of white copy paper and just rub right along the edges of that. If I rub over the whole cardstock, that will just make sure that all that ink is transferred to the paper. And then I'll pull this up, and you probably can't see anything because it's white on white. I'll lift it up a little closer, but you can see the chevron background. Why this is called the Velveteen technique is because after it dries, it does have a texture to it like velvet. And so I'm going to go ahead and use the stamp set Flower Patch and Calypso Coral, So Saffron, and Pool Party are my ink colors for my flowers. And so I'm just going to go ahead and take that big flower stamp and ink it up in the Calypso Coral. And you're going to stamp it right on top of the chevron stamp. And when you pull this up, you can actually see the chevron image into that ink, into the stamp. And you need to wash your stamps before you use them again, before you put them back into your ink pad. But I'm only using this one once, but I'll show you with the blue. So I'm coming in with Pool Party, and I'm going to stamp a couple of flowers. And before I re-ink that, I want to come in with a stamp cleaner and clean off that craft ink. Get a clean stamp and come back over here. And again, you're going to clean that off before you use it on another ink pad. But let me show you quickly. And you can see it pretty good on this one, where that chevron look comes right through on the flowers. The last flower I'm going to do is this little flower, and I'm actually just going to add a couple of those. And again, this is actually just one flower there, and then I'm going to churn it and stamp it again. Kind of make it, I just like it with more petals. And because it's full of polymer set, you can really see exactly where you're stamping. So you can put some extra petals in there. And then I'll just do one more down here. Okay, once I've got that done, then I'm going to come in. Oh, I actually used another color. It looks like I used Wild Wasabi. So I will come in with that color and this sleeve and just fill in some of my spots. And oops, I didn't get that all inked. One of the nice things about photopolymer is that you can line that back up and stamp it again and make sure you get the whole thing inked. One of the things I love about photopolymer is that if you don't get a good inking, it's really easy. Oops, see, that's what happens when you don't clean off your white craft ink and you re-ink it. So remember that. Use my mistake to benefit you. You'll end up with a little bit of white craft. I'm just going to take a little piece of paper towel and I'll wash that right out. I'm going to add another little green leaf down there, and I think, oh, I did it again. My gosh. I'll just do that. And then I'll clean it off. So remember to clean it every time. Then I'm going to come in with Memento and this little tiny flower. And this one too I probably should be cleaning off because I bet that's going to get white craft ink in it. And then I'm going to come in with a sentiment. And this actually just gets stamped right over the top. Line that up and stamp it right over the top of that chevron. And interestingly enough, the sentiment doesn't really show up the chevron through it. So just makes a quick, easy card with a lot of texture. Now you do want to make sure this is still wet. So before you attach it to your card, let it dry a little bit. But once it's dry, you add it to the cardstock. It does have a little bit of a velvet texture to it. That craft ink has some texture. So really a fast, easy technique. I hope you enjoyed that. There'll be a list of supplies on my website that you can click to get. And have a great day. Thank you.